Tupac Shakur, also known as Tupac or Makaveli, was one of the most influential rappers in hip-hop history. Born on June 16, 1971, in East Harlem, New York, as Lesane Parish Crooks, he was later renamed Tupac Amaru Shakur in honor of a Peruvian revolutionary leader. Shakur was raised in a challenging environment, with a childhood marked by poverty and the militancy of the Black Panthers, a group to which his parents were associated. His upbringing and experiences with racism, poverty, and urban violence became recurring themes in his music. Tupac quickly gained recognition in the early 1990s by blending deeply personal lyrics and social criticism with an intense lyrical style. He released his first album, Tupacalypse Now, in 1991, which addressed themes of police brutality, violence, and social injustice, drawing attention from both the public and authorities. He then released Strictly For My Niggas, 1993, which solidified his position in the music scene. Tupac's third album, Me Against the World, 1995, was a milestone in his career and is widely considered one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. It was the first album in history to reach the top of the charts while the artist was in prison, a result of sexual assault charges. Songs like Dear Mama, which expresses his love for his mother and acknowledges the hardships she faced, and So Many Tears are some of the album's most iconic tracks. In 1996, Tupac released All Eyes on Me, a double album that became a huge success and cemented his superstar status. Songs like California Love, in partnership with Dr. Dre, two of America's Most Wanted, with Snoop Dogg, and I Ain't Mad at Cha are some of the album's best-known tracks. All Eyes on Me was one of the first double albums in hip-hop and tackled themes of partying, street life, and Tupac's personal struggles. In addition to being a musician, Tupac also starred in films like Juice, 1992, Poetic Justice, 1993, and Above the Rim, 1994, showcasing his talent as an actor and earning respect in Hollywood. His career, however, was marked by controversies and conflicts, including an intense rivalry with Notorious Big, which contributed to the divide between the West Coast and East Coast rap scenes in the United States. His death remains one of the most mysterious and debated events in hip-hop history. On September 7, 1996, Tupac was shot in Las Vegas, Nevada, after attending a boxing match between Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon at the MGM Grand. Shortly before the shooting, he got into a fight in the hotel lobby with Orlando Anderson, a member of the Los Angeles Crips gang, which some believe may have been a trigger for the shooting. The shooting details. After the incident at the MGM Grand, Tupac and his manager, Suge Knight, headed to Club 662, a nightclub owned by Death Row Records. On the way, around 11:15 p.m., the black BMW they were in was stopped at a red light at the intersection of East Flamingo Road and Koval Lane. While waiting at the light, a white car, identified as a Cadillac, pulled up beside them, and someone inside the car began shooting. Tupac was hit 4 times, in the chest, arm, and thigh. Suge Knight only suffered a graze. After the attack, Suge attempted to drive to a hospital but was intercepted by a police car. Paramedics were called and took Tupac to the hospital. Hospitalization and death. Tupac was admitted to the University Medical Center, where he underwent several surgeries, including the removal of one of his lungs in an attempt to save his life. For the next 6 days, he remained in critical condition, but his condition progressively worsened. On September 13, 1996, Tupac Shakur died due to respiratory failure and cardiac arrest caused by the gunshot wounds and complications from surgery. Theories surrounding his death. Tupac's death was followed by a series of theories and speculations, mainly due to the lack of resolution in the case and the rivalry between gangs and hip-hop labels at the time. The main theories include gang retaliation and rivalry between Tupac and Orlando Anderson. The most widely accepted theory is that Orlando Anderson, with whom Tupac fought at the MGM Grand, retaliated and organized the shooting. Anderson denied involvement and was never officially charged. He was killed in 1998 in an unrelated shooting, and Tupac's case remains unsolved. East Coast versus West Coast rivalry and the feud with Notorious Big. During the 1990s, the rivalry between West Coast and East Coast hip-hop was intense, with Tupac and Notorious Big at the center of this dispute. After Tupac was shot at a New York studio in 1994, he accused Biggie and other East Coast rappers of involvement. Many speculate that tension between the rappers led to retaliation, with Tupac's assassination being a sort of payback. However, Notorious Big always denied involvement and was also murdered 6 months later, in March 1997. Death Row Records and Suge Knight conspiracy. There are theories that Suge Knight, then CEO of Death Row Records and present in the car with Tupac, was involved in the assassination. Some believe Knight might have ordered the attack for financial reasons or to maintain control of the label, as Tupac was supposedly planning to leave Death Row. Others see inconsistencies in the fact that Suge was in the car with Tupac and was not seriously injured, leading some to speculate that he knew the attack would occur. Conspiracy and faked death theories. Another popular theory is that Tupac faked his death to escape fame, threats, and gang conflicts. This theory is fueled by Tupac's own statements, as he used the name Makaveli, inspired by Niccolò Machiavelli, who suggested simulating one's death as a strategy. Additionally, some fans point to song lyrics and coincidences in his behavior in the months before his death as evidence that he planned to disappear. To this day, there are rumors and sightings of Tupac in places like Cuba, fueling the myth that he might still be alive. Police conspiracy theory. Another theory suggests that the Los Angeles police may have been involved or, at the very least, negligent in the case. During the 1990s, the LAPD was under intense investigation for corruption and gang involvement. Some theorists believe corrupt police officers may have facilitated Tupac's assassination or hampered investigations to protect those responsible. Legacy and impact of the theories. Tupac's death remains unsolved, and there are many theories surrounding the case. His murder had a profound impact on hip-hop culture and on how issues of violence, rivalry, and social injustice are addressed. The mystery surrounding his murder and the possibility that he might still be alive contributed to Tupac's legend, making him one of the most enduring and enigmatic icons in music and pop culture. Even after his death, Tupac remains an influential figure in pop culture, with posthumous albums like the Don Killuminati, The 7 Day Theory, released under the pseudonym Makaveli, and Until the End of Time, along with compilations of his greatest hits, keeping his legacy alive.